shit don't take no shit. Woohoo! Boys made a big mistake today. They let old Deffy run the excavator. Hey, they gonna regret that, ain't they? I have not run this excavator for a year. A full year. So what am I doing here? Well, this is a hole I dug with the D9 several years ago. And these farmers, they keep coming, you keep having lava rock come up in your field. Because in my videos, Caterpillar 613 baby scraper, you saw the lava flows. Well, underneath of all this dirt is that lava. So I dug this hole here with the cat. There's another hole to my right over here. And that hole has already been filled and covered up, but there's a little bit of space between the holes, and I have to do that when I dig them to keep the wall from collapsing in on you and all that rock coming in the hole and ruin your hole. So what they've done here is I can't give you the full story, but anyway, what I'm trying to do here is the hole's not really full. I mean, you can fill it to within 2 feet of the top before you cover it, because at 2 feet of depth, they're never gonna hit it with a farm implement or ripper, and the frost isn't gonna get down under it, push it back up. So it could use, there's still some life left in this hole. Okay, I'm done for the day. Hell with it. Getting a little wet. I think it's raining here.
Riders on the storm.
Been raining here for hours. I got water running in my garage. I got water running in my basement. What a mess, man. It's still raining. Never seen this much water here. Holy moly. Okay, this is the magnetic filter out of the grater, and that's the crap it catches. I think 90% of that is from the starter failure we had, and I think this is part of the starter bushing out the back end. In my video, I'll put a link below. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, where we take the starter out with a backhoe. I think it was called Caterpillar starter removal with a backhoe. Look at that! Wow, that's broke to hell. Never seen a starter do that. Holy cow. Check this out. I guess that's why it don't start too good. Wow. I have never seen that before. Anyway, that's what's in there. Piece of iron, which doesn't look like transmission. Lots of brass in there. And then that magnet goes in there. This is the screen. There's still crap coming out of there. You gotta just kind of wipe as much of this iron off as you can, and then take it outside with a blowgun. Make sure you wear glasses and try to blow it off. It's really difficult to get it off. I almost wish you could just buy a new one. reasonably. Throw these away because they're such a pain to clean off. See, look at the chunks. Look at that. I'm pretty sure that's all from that starter failure. But anyway, if you didn't have these magnetics, all that shit would go through your transmission and ruin it, or clog the filter. Thank goodness they use these. And I still got to go pull the suction screen out and see what's in there. Make sure there's nothing clogging that up. Okay, this is the magnetic. I've pretty much got it cleaned up as good as it's gonna get. That's actually pretty good. High pressure air is about the only thing that'll get rid of that metal. There's still a few little flakes on there, but there's nothing you can do about it. But it goes inside this screen, and this is really a fine screen. So I'm pretty sure your oil's gonna come in. This is going to go in here like this, and then the oil's going to come in through here, through the magnets, and then has to pass up around through the screens and then out and go on, I think, through the filter and then into the transmission. So it's really a pretty good system for eliminating the metal. Okay, that's the hole she goes in right there, and then when you assemble this screen, you want to put it in like this. It's pretty foolproof, but it says right here, assemble this end, which means this is going to go in the hole first, and then the lid. So let's get rid of the oily. Whoop. So it's going to go in like this. And we're going to put our lid on. Ether, greatest cleaning fluid ever invented. Mechanic's best friend. Uh-oh. That don't feel like that got good threads in it, that one. Holy moly. That did some weird stuff there. Like it was trying to pull the threads out. Yummy. I hope it don't leak. Time to go take the other one off now on the other side. Reconditioned by Wheeler Machinery in August 24th, 1993.
A little bit of oil. No oil. Yep, some oil. Nope, yep, nope. Double screen. With magnets. This has got magnets too. Wow, didn't know that. Did not know that. What we got in there? Nothing?
Okay. Okay, I did not like the way that hole tagged up. I'm gonna take that bolt out, see what's going on, put a longer one in or something maybe. Something wrong there. Okay, that bolt could be significantly longer. See if I can find a longer one. All I had was a 12 point, so that's gonna have to do for right now if it goes in. Pumped. Mission accomplished. Now put some oil in her and we're done. Okay, we're looking at buying this D9, so I'm going to pull this final filter and the cap and see what's inside. Now this is a D9H. It's a fairly early model one. It doesn't have a cab, it's just got a open ROPS. but it does have a spacer plate engine. Anyway, she's been sitting for 2 years. There we go. And a cat filter. Full of oil. Wow. I'm impressed. Very impressed. Don't see any sparklies. Put it back in. That's a plus. Let's go pull the other side out. Okay, this one's not full of oil, but I don't see any iron shinies in it really. A little at the bottom, but yeah, there's some shinies in there. Okay, let's go look at the magnetic screen in the transmission and see what that looks like. Okay, here's the problem. This thing's stuck in there. I see lots of iron in here. Lots of iron. Oh my god. Yeah. That's pretty much one transmission. Broken magnets. Holy. Okay. She's gonna need a transmission. Good lord. That is awful. Oh, awesome. Look at that. That's a big old chunk of clutch disc. Wow. Brake disc. I don't know which. Probably brake disc. Jesus. Okay. I think that's because of the curvature and the way it looks. That's brake lining. So if they're coming apart, that means it needs brakes, and then probably go through the transmission. Basically the whole ass end. And probably the left final drive needs to be opened up to see what's generating the iron. So this old girl, I don't know anything about it other than the guy bought it when we were out here. If you watch my video called Picture Show, you can see our equipment out here. We were knocking down sand dunes when he bought it, but I just noticed something else. You can see there's a big weld around the Dozer tube over there. She's been broke plumb in half. It is a spacer plate motor. You can tell by looking right here, there's a plate between the block and the head. That takes place of the counter bore. Hasn't had an oil filter change in like forever. I can see that. Weird thing I can't understand is why it has the old style packing heads on it. You can tell by the little 3/8 bolts here on the end. That means that they're set up for packing. And then it's got what looks to be like some kind of half-ass repair right there, like they broke the rod, welded some piece of crap around it. The chrome is that one's toast. Gotta have a new rod. Tilt cylinder, I don't know what it looks like in there, but if it's like that, that's junk. That's from pushing on it with another dozer and damaging it. They've wore that cutting edge on both sides down to the nub, and they got a plate welded there, looks like, to hold that one, which tells me the frog on dozer blade shot. They've wore the cutting edges down too far, and there's nothing really holding them. This one, the same thing. Okay, they've destroyed the chrome on this one too from running stuff over. See, it used to have the guards on it, but they're gone. And that's to keep stuff from falling down. Anyway, you can feel it, they're just trashed. These are not salt chains, these are just sealed. This is a set of squeaky tracks. I don't even know what brand they are. I don't know what that is. Tracks. T something, TR, I don't know. And these are screwed up. This ram is toast. Chrome's, look at it over here. They've run stuff up into it and ruined it. So basically, I don't know what, I've never seen a ripper. I thought this was a Kelly. This is not a Kelly. Maybe you guys can tell me something about this. It's a CRC. Who is CRC? This is a project dozer. This, I mean, basically it'd go in the yard and we'd probably strip the dang thing and go through it like I did my 9, so that you had a good, dependable tractor and you knew what you had. What do you think I should offer him for it? I mean, I'm just looking at it and I'm going, you know, I don't think I'd give you more than 20 grand for it, because by the time I got done with it, I'll bet I'd have 30 or 40 in it. Am I bitching enough? Have I bitched the price down yet? Oh. I mean, I like fixer-uppers, and this is close. This is 10 miles from my shop, so it's not like I got a lot of freight and moving it. So it'd be a good fixer-upper for me. And I need a spare dozer, so this would be a good one for that. It's just going to take a lot of time and a lot of money to get her going again. Too many unknowns. First thing we got to do is put a switchblade turbo on it, though. Yeah. So, time to decide what I'm going to offer him for it, and then go have a visit. Where'd you get the spanners?
Amazon. 2-day shipping.
So you think that old style seal's gonna work?
I hope.
So that'll just cut that off as you rotate it, those plastic plugs, and lock it?
Yeah.
Does it get hard to turn when they get...
Man.
Right there. You never really sure about 2 of those filter inches.
This is the cylinders the boys rebuilt for this truck. This is a spare cylinder that they got with the pallet box full of parts. And this truck here, as you just saw in the video, he was running it. These have Allison transmissions and they have retarders. So what he was doing was he was flooring it and putting the retarder on. Anyway, this truck has a Cummins. This is a 420 Cummins. And she's leaking under the heads. Never a good sign. But it's still a strong runner, and it'll run the wheels off that Detroit. This thing's got power. Now, Brian Block has a 420 in his souped up Kenworth, his old A model. And I was asking him why they smoke so bad, and he said that these old girls have 13.5, I think, or 13-to-1 compression. They're not real high compression. So until they get hot, they smoke white pretty bad, and these trucks do. They smoke when you start them cold. But that old Cummins will start better than that Jimmy any day of the week. Okay, I want to show you what they did to these beds so we can spread cinders. That top rail up there is an old chunk of my green 72 Mac. And they put that on there, and then they put some 3/8 plate on an angle to try to get it to dump out in a windrow. So I want to show you how that worked out. They came over here and they dug out some gravel out of the yard and they loaded the truck up. and then they dumped with it. That's what it did right there. So they didn't have a lot of room. They were only in first gear. But what we want those cinders to do is we want them to come out in kind of a windrow, so that when I blade them, because the roads are only 14 to 16 wide, you don't want to be scattering this, trying to gather it back up out of the ditch. We want to keep it on top to make it go as far as we can. So it's laying out a pretty good windrow, except at the very end when you get up, if you're dumping too fast, it comes out in a blob. So anyway, we'll just have to play with it and make it work. Oh, and then I can't remember who it was, Mighty Mo Excavating. He wanted to see this little dozer. This is a D4, about a 1944-45 vintage that Matt has been working on, and he's painted it up. He had to take the head off. He had to replace some valves on one cylinder and a liner on one cylinder. It had been rusted, but he's located him some parts to put a hydraulic dozer on there, and he had a machine shop help him build a custom deal. Actually, Matt did about 95% of that on the lathe down in the hangar. So he built an adapter to fit that. He's got the pump drive off of there, and there's the chunk that'll drive the pump, and everything will sit out here. He's got the hydraulic tank with the pump on it in the shop. And so now he's just got to find him some kind of a blade to go on it. But anyway, it runs like a sewing machine. Okay, last Friday you saw me do the wheeling cylinder and the side shift cylinder. And I've got those resealed and they're in good shape. And then I did this swivel right here on the circle with all these hoses in it, and I've got that sealed up good. Okay, these are my Michelin tires on the grader, and I got to get some new tires. Here I've got a screw right in the middle of the tread, and I'm afraid if I took that out, I guarantee it'd start to leak. So I ask everybody what kind of tires to use. I was told to stay away from the Michelins because of the sidewalls cracking out. And I believe that because we lost one of these, the sidewall blew out. This one's gonna go. Somebody mentioned Titan Tire, and they make the tires in the US. I'm not buying Chinese tires. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is go ahead and buy a Titan tire. I'm going to buy 6 of them, put all new ones on there so I don't have any more trouble with flats, because when you don't have any tread, there's really not much there to protect that. There's not much tread for a screw or something to go right through. So I think I'm going to go with the Titan tires. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Jpaydirt. I want to talk about some of my great subscribers. Kevin McGann from Massachusetts, Banjo Benson from right here in good old Napa, Idaho, Mitch Kirby from Saginaw, Michigan, Sean Falter from Attica, Ohio, Corey Norwood from Georgia, Colin Kennedy from Nelson, New Zealand. Thank you for subscribing, clear down there. And Levi, okay, I'm not even going to pronounce your last name, Levi. He's from Finland. I'm going to take a whack at it. How about Jaskelen? And Renee Michael Wolf Mortensen from Denmark. And Robert, is it Cowger from Apple Valley, Canada. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about these boxes. These are made by Tool Crown. And this is what comes in every box. You're going to get SAE to metric conversion. You're going to get all your tap and screw thread sizes in SAE and metric. And then it shows you a layout of how the tools should go inside the box. This is what the box is going to look like. In the back here, you've got a stick-on deal. The yellow is going to be your American wrenches. The black is going to be your metric. So it goes, has everything from 1/4 inch up to 1 1/4 in American and 6 millimeter to 32 millimeter in metric. And I have my electric tools in here. My impact and my drill. And then there's a hole in the back you feed the cord through, so if these are up against the wall, you can put your batteries in here and charge them. I love these because you know where your sockets are. If there's a rail with some missing stuff on it, you know that you've got some missing tools. And because of the way I had it set up before, I have some missing tools. I have some empty rails in here. So I told the boys, Father's Day's coming up. You could go get me these missing sockets and wrenches and stuff. Divider setups come and you assemble them. They're not hard to assemble. You can set them up like this. This is how I have them over in my other box, and I've put bolts in them all the way across. Or you can set them up larger. It depends on what you do. I mean, if you want to put air fittings, brass. But these boxes are made in Canada by Tool Crown. And Tool Crown is an awesome company that does a lot of charity work, helping people around the world. They're just a super company. They build an awesome, tough box. And you'll be able to buy these decals in a decal package. And you can choose what decals you want. I like the American flag, so if you want an American flag, you can certainly get that. I've got a bracket, and I'm gonna hook these two boxes together in here, and so this will be one big box. And the other cool thing about these is when they get the e-store done, you're gonna be able to buy these with a complete toolkit already installed, ready to go in the box when you buy it. You won't have to go buy any tools. All those holes will be filled with the tools, wrenches, sockets, all that stuff. And they'll have the pricing on these boxes. I think you're going to be really surprised at the cost of these boxes. Now in the background back here, I want to show you, you can see the two toolboxes back here. You can also get these boxes in the John Deere green or the Case IH red, Massey red. And then you're also going to get, one of these. These come with it. And this is to put your spray cans in. And this will mount. If you'd like to mount it to the side of the box, you can do that. I chose to put mine over on the bench, over on the wall. I painted it cat yellow, put a cat sticker on it, of course. Okay, this is the bottom section of a box here. And this is the wooden top that you can put on top of this. These are a really versatile box. You're not gonna find all these features in a Snap-on, a Craftsman, a Mac, none of them. These are just awesome, cool boxes. So as soon as the online store is ready, so that those of us in America can buy these boxes, I will get that information to you as quick as I can. I want to give a special thanks to Mike. He drove all the way down from Canada yesterday to bring me this other half of the box and help me install these decals. That was awesome, Mike. And then he took off the next day to head back. Anyway, that was super awesome, and thanks, Mike.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch no bandit run.
Okay, let's look at some really cool trucks. This first truck is out of Canada. This is from Jeff Welch. This is a C15 twin turbos 18 speed. Love my truck. This old girl is reliable, lots of torque and power. I haul gravel, sand, or anything that will go in my live bottom. I get 39 metric tons and she pulls it nice. Thought I'd share my truck. I'm from Gulf, Ontario, Canada, just west of Toronto, about an hour. We love your videos and watching them every Friday. Love your KW, man. What a beast that truck is. Keep up the hard work, bud, and keep the sunny side up and keep on trucking. 10-4. LOL. Take care and look forward to seeing more great vids. Well, thank you, Jeff. That is an awesome looking Peterbilt you got there. And I appreciate my Canadian subscribers. They're awesome people. Okay, this next truck, we're gonna go down under, mate. And this is from Kerry Gleason. And this is a Western Australian road train that's passing him. But it looks to me like in the United States, we'd look at that and say, no, you're passing him, or you're getting passed. Anyway, because you drive on the wrong side of the road and your steering wheels are on the wrong side of the truck. Anyway, Mr. Froond, he's a subscriber to my channel. He wanted me to ask the Australians why they have so many cab overs. Okay, this next truck is from Jeff Keys Trucking. He says, I like your channel and the cat equipment. Used to run cat equipment years ago and in my trucks. Due to EPA regulations now, I have a Cummins and she ain't no cat. I miss my cat engines. I'm from Coleman, South Dakota, and here's a picture of my current ride. She's a 2014 W9 and I pull this 2006 Ravens step deck. I enjoy watching your channel any chance I get to. Jeff Keys Trucking, Coleman, South Dakota. That's awesome, Jeff. Thank you very much for subscribing and watching. Okay, these next two trucks, three trucks, these are from down under in New Zealand, and this is from Jonathan Hayward. He says, hi, love your channel, great content and quality. I'm from the North Island of New Zealand. Find attached a couple of truck pics, a Kenworth T909 and T610, both Australian assembled with Cummins 620 horsepower and Road Ranger 18 speed. My favorite is a Mitsubishi Fuso V8 twin turbo with a Road Ranger 13 speed. Unkillable old school technology. Cheers, John Hayward from Whakatane, New Zealand. Not sure how you pronounce that, Jonathan, but that's awesome that I have subscribers in New Zealand. Sam, he's a good YouTube friend there in New Zealand. He does logging. Go check out his channel. I'll put a link to that in there. Anyway, love these trucks. Keep sending them.